Have you ever noticed how, over the years, the idea of home changes? When we're young, it's a place to come and go, to hurry through, to fill with noise and busyness. But as we grow older, home becomes something deeper, a shelter for the soul, a quiet reflection of the life we built and the peace we long to keep. Yet keeping a home clean, organized, and welcoming isn't always as easy as it once was. The steps feel heavier, the energy runs lower, and sometimes even the smallest tasks feel just a little too far out of reach. But here's the beautiful truth. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to be exhausting. With a few gentle habits, done with patience and love, keeping a home full of warmth and order can become one of the sweetest parts of our everyday lives. Today, I'll share with you 15 simple, heartfelt habits. Habits that don't just make cleaning easier. They make living softer, lighter, and more full of grace. Because you deserve a home that lifts you up, not weighs you down. A home that feels as gentle and kind as the heart that lives inside it. Let's begin. 1. Clean a little each day. Don't let it pile up. As we grow older, life teaches us an invaluable lesson. The weight of small things left unattended becomes a mountain before we even realize it. And nowhere is this more true than in the home we live in day after day. Cleaning doesn't have to be an overwhelming chore if we simply break it down into tiny, gentle acts woven into our daily rhythm. A few minutes here, a few moments there, wiping the kitchen counter right after breakfast, folding a blanket as soon as we rise, tidying the table before the evening news. Little by little, almost without thinking, our home stays welcoming, organized, and full of peace. When we let messes pile up, we aren't just creating more work for our hands. We create heaviness for our hearts. The longer we wait, the larger the task feels. One dusty shelf becomes a dusty room. One unwashed plate becomes a kitchen we don't even want to step into. But when we tend to small things right away, it feels like a kind conversation with ourselves. It's a way of saying, you deserve a clean, calm space today, not someday when you have more energy, not someday when you feel stronger. Today, just as you are. And the beauty is, these little actions add up. They add up to a home that breathes with us, not against us. They create an environment that supports our bodies as they grow slower, our spirits as they seek more rest, and our minds as they long for a bit more peace. So don't wait for the mess to become a mountain. Don't let the thought of a deep clean loom over your week like a dark cloud. Instead, think small, think gentle, think daily. Clean a little each day, and you'll find that your home and your heart stays lighter, calmer, and full of quiet joy. 2. Clean up right after you use it. There's a certain kind of quiet wisdom that comes from tending to things immediately. It's a simple practice, really, but it carries a power that far outweighs the effort it takes. After we finish our morning coffee, we rinse the cup. After folding laundry, we put the basket back where it belongs. After reading the newspaper, we stack it neatly or toss it away. Small motions, barely noticeable, yet they ripple outward into a calmer, easier life. When we put things off, telling ourselves, I'll get to it later, we invite clutter to settle in our lives like unwanted guests. The dishes in the sink multiply. The mail on the counter piles up. The tiny laters become a long afternoon of cleaning we no longer have the energy for. But when we take just a moment to clean or put away something right after we're done using it, something remarkable happens. We free ourselves from future burdens. We choose peace over procrastination. We turn everyday actions into tiny gifts to our future selves. It's not about chasing perfection. It's about honoring the flow of life, using, tending, releasing, all in one graceful rhythm. And this rhythm becomes even more precious as we grow older. Our energy comes in smaller bursts. Our steps slow. The simpler and lighter we make each day, the more fully we can enjoy it. So the next time you use something, a spoon, a towel, a book, ask yourself, can I take just a few seconds to reset this space right now? Most times the answer is yes. And every small yes adds up to a home that feels cared for, not just cleaned. A life that feels lighter, not weighed down. And a spirit that feels a little freer, a little more at ease each and every day. It's not about working harder. It's about living softer. 3. Choose lightweight easy-to-use cleaning tools. As we walk further into the later seasons of life, one truth becomes crystal clear. The tools we use either lift us up or weigh us down. There's no honor in struggling with heavy vacuums, stiff brooms, or awkward buckets. There's no prize for exhausting ourselves before the real living even begins. Instead, there's quiet wisdom in choosing tools that work with us, not against us. Lightweight mops that glide across the floor with barely a whisper. Handheld vacuums that slip easily into a corner or across a dusty shelf. Extendable dusters that reach high without forcing us to climb or stretch. These small choices are not luxuries. They are acts of kindness toward ourselves. They allow us to care for our homes without draining the precious energy we have left for laughter, conversation, and the sweet, slow pleasures of the day. Some might say, but I've used the same mop for 30 years. It's still good. And maybe it is, but maybe, too, there's a gift in allowing ourselves to evolve, to make life easier where we can, to say, I deserve tools that fit the life I live now, not the life I once had. There's so many thoughtful designs made today. Tools that are lighter, smarter, kinder on our joints. A vacuum that almost pulls itself along. A mop that wrings itself dry with a twist of the handle. Cleaning supplies stored in easy-to-carry caddies, ready to roll from room to room. Choosing the right tools is not about giving up. It's about leaning into wisdom. It's about protecting the body that has carried us through decades of love, loss, work, and wonder. When we lighten the load, we find more room for joy, more strength for the things that matter most. So next time you reach for a cleaning tool, ask yourself, is this helping me or making life harder than it needs to be? Because life, especially now, deserves to be a little softer, a little sweeter, a little more full of grace. For arrange belongings close to where they're used. There's a quiet kind of wisdom in making things easy to reach. A wisdom that says, life is already full of steps we must take. Let's not add unnecessary ones. As we move through our days, every extra step, every unnecessary reach, can feel heavier than it once did. That's why one of the simplest gifts we can give ourselves is this. Keep what we need close to where we use it. A basket of fresh towels just outside the bathroom door. A small caddy of cleaning supplies tucked neatly under the kitchen sink. A cozy throw blanket folded right next to the favorite armchair where we sit to read or rest. When the objects of our daily life are placed thoughtfully, we move more easily, more gently through our homes. There's less searching, less bending, less back and forth. There's more calmness, more flow, more grace in every little movement. It may seem like a small thing, moving a broom closer to the kitchen or placing a laundry detergent right above the washer. But these small things add up. They carve away the friction that can make daily living feel harder than it needs to be. This isn't just about convenience. It's about kindness. Kindness to our bodies, which may no longer sprint from room to room the way they once did. Kindness to our minds, which now crave simplicity over clutter, ease over chaos. There's a beautiful honesty in admitting, I want my home to work for me now, not ask more from me. And arranging our spaces to match our rhythms, not the other way around, is one of the most loving decisions we can make. So take a slow walk through your home. Notice the little annoyances, the things you always seem to forget or have to reach too far to grab. Then shift them closer. Make the things you touch every day easy to find, easy to use, easy to put away. Because at this time of life, every step saved is a moment gained, a moment to breathe, to rest, to savor the simple, golden hours of the day. 5. Always make the bed in the morning. There's something almost sacred about the first few minutes of the day. A quiet moment when the house is still, the light is soft, and the world hasn't rushed in yet. And in that small, gentle window of time, one of the kindest things we can do for ourselves is to make the bed, not for show, not for anyone else, but for the simple, steady message it sends to our hearts. Today matters, and I'm beginning it with care. It doesn't have to be perfect. No need for fancy hospital corners or magazine spreads. Just a smoothing of the covers, a straightening of the pillows, a light tuck here, a soft pat there. In less than 2 minutes, we transform the room. From chaos to calm, from a messiness of sleep to the readiness of a new day. More than that, we set a tone of order, of intention, of pride in the little things. Because after 60, 70, 80 years of living, we realize it's the little things that hold up the big things. The tiny acts of care that weave a life of dignity and peace. When the bed is made, it welcomes us back at the end of the day like an old friend. A small island of order in a sometimes messy world. A quiet reminder that no matter what else the day brought, we began and ended it with grace. And on the hard days, the tired days, the lonely days, a made bed can be an anchor, a soft promise that some things are still within our control, that beauty and order can still live in the spaces we touch. So tomorrow morning, before the coffee brews, before the day calls your name, take a moment, tend to your bed like you would tend to a garden. Smooth it, soften it, bless it in your own quiet way. Because when we make the bed, we are not just tidying a room. We are honoring the life we continue to live, with care, with hope, and with gentle pride. 6. Follow the one in, one out rule. There's a gentle wisdom that comes with time. The more we gather, the heavier life feels, not just in our homes, but in our hearts, too. As the years pass, it's easy to accumulate things. Gifts from loved ones, souvenirs from trips, extra blankets, extra dishes, extra odds and ends. Each item telling a story, holding a memory. But there comes a point when the things we keep begin to keep us. They ask for our space, our time, our attention. And slowly, almost quietly, they turn from treasures into burdens. That's why there's such beauty in the simple practice of one in, one out. Every time something new enters your home, a new sweater, a new kitchen gadget, a new book, something else finds its way out, given away to someone who needs it, passed along to a neighbor, donated to a place where it can live a second life. It's not about getting rid of things just to have less. It's about making sure that everything we hold on to still holds meaning, still brings us joy, still fits the life we are living now, not the life we lived 20 years ago. Following one in, one out keeps our homes lighter, our shelves clearer, our closets easier to open and close. It gives our spaces room to breathe and gives us the quiet, comforting sense that we are not drowning in yesterday's clutter. And maybe, even more importantly, it teaches us something about letting go, about trusting that life's true treasures aren't stored in boxes or stacked on shelves. They're in the conversations we have around the kitchen table, the laughter shared with visiting grandchildren, the golden light that fills the living room on a lazy afternoon. So next time you bring something new into your home, take a deep, thoughtful breath. Look around. Ask yourself, what can I let go to make space for this new chapter? Because a life well lived isn't measured by how much we keep. It's measured by how freely we can walk through our days, carrying only what truly matters. 7. Organize things by how often you use them. Life flows more gently when the things we need most are right within reach. It's a small shift, almost invisible to the eye, but it makes all the difference in how we move through our days. Think about the things you touch every morning. The coffee mug you always reach for. The cozy sweater you slip on for your morning walk. The reading glasses that rest beside your favorite chair. These are not just objects. They are extensions of the life you live now, in this season. They deserve a place that is easy, open, effortless to access. When we organize by frequency, keeping the most used items close and tucking the seldom used ones away, we are honoring the natural rhythm of our lives. We are making the everyday moments simpler, lighter, more peaceful. There's no need to dig through crowded drawers to find the scissors you use every day. No reason to climb a step stool just to reach the pot you cook with each evening. The things we touch often should live close to us, ready to serve without struggle. And those things we only need once in a while, the fancy china, the heavy winter coats, the holiday decorations, they can rest a little further away. Still cherished, still there when the right season calls for them, but not in the way of our daily living. This small act of thoughtful arrangement can ease so much invisible weight. It can turn frustration into ease, searching into finding, clutter into clarity. More than that, it reminds us to live in the present, To embrace the life we are living today, not just the memories of the past or the plans for someday. Take a quiet walk around your home. Notice what you reach for most often. Give those things a home that's easy and kind to your body. Tuck the others gently aside, ready when they're needed, but no longer crowding your everyday. Because life is so much sweeter when what we need, and only what we need, is right there, ready to meet us with open arms. 8. Use small baskets for each area. There's a quiet kind of peace that comes when everything has its place. Not hidden away, not crammed into drawers, but resting in small, simple homes where they belong. That's why small baskets, tucked thoughtfully around the house, can make such a beautiful difference. A basket by the front door to catch keys, sunglasses, and mail. A basket by the armchair to hold knitting yarn, remote controls, or favorite books. A little woven tray on the bathroom counter for lotions and everyday essentials. These are not just decorations. They are invitations to simplicity, to the kind of everyday order that feels natural, not forced. When everything is a home, our hands don't have to search. Our minds don't have to hold a running list of, where did I put that? We move through our spaces with a little more ease, a little more breathing room, especially after 60, 70 years of living, when energy runs in smaller streams. Simple systems like baskets can quietly support us. They catch the small chaos of daily life before it spreads into frustration. And there's something tender about it, too. Each basket, a soft boundary. Not strict, not rigid, just a gentle place to gather the things that make life work, make life sweet. Choosing the right baskets doesn't have to be complicated. They don't need to match or be fancy. They just need to fit the rhythm of your home, the places where life naturally happens. Start small, one area at a time. Notice where clutter gathers, and instead of fighting it, offer it a home. A small basket, a quiet corner, a simple solution. Because at this time in life, we're not looking for more complexity. We're looking for flow, for ease, for a home that wraps around us like a soft, familiar song. And sometimes, all it takes is a few well-placed baskets to turn everyday living into something a little more beautiful, a little more effortless, a little more kind. 9. Clean bathrooms and kitchens regularly. Some places in our homes hold more life than others. The kitchen, where meals are shared, where stories are passed across steaming plates. The bathroom, where we tend to our bodies, wash away the weight of the day, find small moments of care. Because we use these spaces so often, they ask for a little more attention. Not grand, exhausting scrubbing marathons. Just small, regular acts of care that keep them fresh, welcoming, and full of quiet dignity. Wiping down the kitchen counter after dinner, even when we're tired. Rinsing out the bathroom sink after brushing our teeth. A quick sweep of the kitchen floor, a gentle wipe of the stovetop. Little things, but little things that speak volumes. When we tend to these spaces often, they never get a chance to overwhelm us. No mountain of grime, no stubborn stains that require heavy effort. Just the simple satisfaction of knowing that these rooms, these intimate, important rooms, are cared for, loved, and ready to serve us with ease. And beyond the practical, there's something emotional about it, too. A clean kitchen whispers, "You are nourished here." A clean bathroom says, "You're worthy of care." We may not host big gatherings anymore. The days of bustling parties and crowded dinners may have softened into quieter routines. But that doesn't make these spaces any less sacred. If anything, they become even more precious. Because they're where we live, where we find comfort, where we build the small, beautiful rhythms of daily life. So instead of letting the work pile up, let's treat these spaces like the companions they are. 5 minutes here, a few wipes there, a light spray of cleaner, a soft cloth, a gentle hand. Because in the end, it's not about sparkling perfection. It's about walking into the kitchen and smiling at its warmth. About stepping into the bathroom and feeling peace instead of burden. It's about making every corner of our homes, especially the ones we touch most, a quiet blessing to ourselves every single day. 10. Keep small cleaning cloths handy in messy areas. Sometimes, it's the tiniest gestures that save us the most trouble. A soft cloth within arm's reach. A quick swipe before the mess settles in. It sounds so simple, almost too simple. But these little moments of care, repeated day after day, quietly shape a home that feels like tended and loved. Life has a way of leaving little traces behind. A splash of water near the kitchen sink, a fingerprint on the bathroom mirror, a few crumbs scattered across the coffee table. And the truth is, these small messes are easy to ignore. At first, I'll wipe it later, we say. It's not that bad. But left alone, they multiply. They harden. They turn into bigger jobs. The kind that weigh heavy on a body, already moving slower than it used to. That's why keeping small cleaning cloths nearby is such an act of kindness. Not hidden away under a pile of supplies. Not across the house in a closet you have to dig through. Right there, by the sink, by the coffee table, by the bathroom vanity, ready for the smallest, softest act of care. A quick wipe, a simple sweep, done in seconds, before the mess even has time to root itself. You don't need expensive tools. Just a few soft cloths tucked in pretty baskets or folded neatly in easy-to-reach drawers. Clean, dry, and waiting, like a quiet partner in the dance of daily living. And there's a beauty to this rhythm. It's not about chasing dirt. It's about staying ahead of it, gently. It's about choosing to care for your space a little at a time, instead of letting the burdens build up until they feel too heavy to carry. In these small wipes and tiny moments, we're not just keeping a house clean. We're keeping life simple. We're honoring our energy, protecting our peace, and making sure that the work of living never steals the joy from the living itself. So keep a few soft cloths close. Let them be your allies. And watch how easily, how effortlessly, your home stays the kind of place you want to come back to again and again. 11. Regularly declutter and let go of unused items. There's a quiet burden we often carry without realizing it. The weight of things we no longer need. They sit on shelves, tucked away in drawers, stacked in corners. Old clothes we haven't worn in years. Gadgets gathering dust. Keepsakes from a life we've long since outgrown. And at first, they seem harmless, silent, tucked out of sight. But over time, they take up space not just in our homes, but in our hearts. Space that could be filled with lightness, with freedom, with peace. That's why there's such gentle power in the practice of regular decluttering. Not a frantic, overwhelming purge. Not a single exhausting day of sorting and hauling, but a slow, loving conversation with the life you're living now. Every so often, walk through your home with soft eyes. Ask yourself, is this still part of my life today? Does this item still serve me, comfort me, bring me joy? If the answer is no, let it go. Lovingly, thankfully, gracefully. Because letting go doesn't mean rejecting the past. It means making room for the life that is unfolding before you. A lighter closet means getting dressed with ease. A clearer kitchen means cooking feels joyful again. An open shelf means a quieter mind, a softer spirit. And perhaps even more deeply, letting go reminds us that we are not defined by the things we keep. Our worth is not measured in collections or clutter. Our memories live in our hearts, not in dusty boxes. Our love, our laughter, our wisdom, they travel with us, no matter how little we carry. So take it slow, one drawer, one shelf, one little corner at a time. Let yourself feel the tenderness of it, the bittersweetness of honoring what was, while making space for what is. Because every item you release becomes a whisper of freedom, a promise that life, even now, even here, still has room to grow, to breathe, to shine. 12. Choose convenient, gentle cleaning products. Life after 60 invites us to soften, to trade the heavy for the light, the harsh for the kind, the complicated for the simple. And the way we care for our homes should follow that same beautiful rhythm. Gone are the days of hauling heavy buckets or scrubbing with strong, stinging chemicals. At this stage of life, we deserve tools and products that are as gentle as the hands that use them. Convenient sprays that mist lightly over surfaces. Pre-moistened wipes for quick cleanups. Natural cleaners that leave no sharp smells behind. Only freshness. Only ease. Choosing gentle cleaning products isn't just about convenience. It's about honoring the body that has served us so faithfully year after year. Our skin may be more delicate now. Our lungs may be more sensitive. our energy may be more precious. Why make life harder when we can make it softer? Today, there are so many beautiful options. Plant-based sprays that shine mirrors without a chemical cloud. Mild dish soaps that cleanse without stripping the skin. Automatic toilet tablets that do the work quietly while we live our days in peace. And when we make these thoughtful choices, something magical happens. Cleaning no longer feels like a battle. It becomes a simple, flowing part of life. A few sprays, a gentle wipe, a quiet smile. There's no shame in seeking the easier path now. In fact, there's deep wisdom in it. It's a way of saying to ourselves, my comfort matters, my peace matters, my time matters. So when you next reach for a cleaner, pause for just a moment. Choose the one that feels like an ally, not an enemy. Choose the one that fits the life you're living now, graceful, tender, full of quiet dignity. Because a home that is cared for gently is a home that gives back tenfold. A place that holds you softly, that supports you quietly, that lets you rest in the goodness of all you have built. 13. Set a gentle daily cleaning time. There's a quiet kind of magic in routines, a steady rhythm that hums softly beneath the noise of life. And when it comes to caring for our homes, a gentle daily cleaning time can be one of the kindest gifts we give ourselves. Not hours of hard work, not a heavy list of chores to dread, just a small window of time, maybe 15, 20 minutes, carved out with care, like a soft breath in the middle of the day. Maybe it's right after breakfast, when the sun is warming the kitchen and the day still feels full of promise. Maybe it's in the late afternoon, when the house is bathed in golden light and the world begins to slow down. Whatever time you choose, let it be a peaceful one, a moment when you can move slowly through your space, dusting a table here, wiping a countertop there, picking up the little pieces of life that have scattered throughout the day. Setting a daily time isn't about forcing yourself to work harder. It's about giving your mind and body a rhythm they can count on, a way of keeping order without overwhelming yourself, a way of turning cleaning from a burden into a gentle, grounding ritual. Over time, this small daily practice becomes a comfort, a way of staying connected to your home, a way of noticing the little things. A vase that needs fresh flowers, a shelf that could use a tender wipe, a window that welcomes more light when it's clear. And when the bigger cleaning days come, if they come at all, you'll find there's far less to do, because the work has already been woven into the fabric of your days, light and easy, like a soft background melody. It's not about perfection. It's about presence, about tending to your space and yourself with the same patience and grace you've learned to offer others through a lifetime of living. So choose your time. Set aside like a small sacred appointment with yourself and step into it with lightness, with gentleness, with gratitude for all the days that brought you here. Because your home doesn't need grand gestures. It just needs you showing up a little each day with love. 14. Limit shoes inside the house. Some of the greatest peace we can bring into our homes comes from the simplest choices. One of those choices is this: leave the shoes at the door. Shoes carry more than just dirt and dust. They carry the weight of the outside world, the noise, the rush, the clutter that doesn't belong in the sacred, quiet spaces we call home. When we slip off our shoes at the threshold, it's more than just a habit of cleanliness. It's an act of respect. Respect for the home that shelters us. Respect for the floors that cradle our steps. Respect for ourselves, for the soft life we are choosing to build within these walls. By limiting shoes indoors, we protect our floors from scratches and stains. We keep our carpets fresher, our rooms lighter, our cleaning gentler and less frequent. But more than that, we create a quiet boundary between the chaos of the world and the sanctuary of our private lives. Imagine walking barefoot or in soft slippers across your home, feeling the warmth of polished wood, the softness of rugs, the coolness of tile, feeling, quite literally, grounded. It's a small shift, but it changes the spirit of a home. It invites everyone who crosses the threshold to slow down, to breathe, to honor the space they're entering. Setting up a little shoe rack or a cozy basket near the front door can make this habit easy and welcoming. Offer guests a kind smile, and perhaps even a pair of guest slippers. A gentle, wordless reminder that this home is a place of softness, of care. And for yourself, too, choose a pair of indoor slippers that feel good on your feet, ones that make you smile when you slip them on. Make this daily act feel like a ritual of kindness, not a rule to follow. Because our homes are more than places we live. They are extensions of the life we are choosing to create. A life of lightness, of ease, of thoughtful care. And sometimes, all it takes to preserve that sacred feeling is the simple grace of leaving our shoes and the world's weight at the door. 15. Keep a positive, peaceful mindset about cleaning. At this stage in life, we come to understand something that once eluded us in our younger, busier years. How we feel while we do something matters just as much as the task itself. And nowhere is this more true than in the way we care for our homes. Cleaning can feel like a burden if we see it as punishment, a list of endless chores, a reminder of all that's slipping out of our control. But if we shift our mindset just a little, it can become something far more beautiful. A quiet act of love, a moving meditation, a way to say, this home matters, my life here matters. Each wipe of a table is a blessing over the meals to come. Each sweep of the broom is a clearing of yesterday's dust to make room for today's joy. Each folded blanket, each polished window is a small prayer whispered into bones of the house. Thank you for sheltering me. Thank you for carrying me. Instead of rushing through cleaning as if it were an enemy to defeat, we can approach it as a slow, gentle ritual. Turn on soft music, light a candle, open a window and let the fresh air pour in. Let cleaning be less about getting it done and more about being present. Present with the textures under your fingertips, the sunlight hitting the floor, the scent of soap in the air. It's not about perfection. The goal is not to chase a magazine picture of cleanliness. The goal is simply to tend, to care, to honor the space that holds your laughter, your memories, your rest. And on the days when energy runs low, when the body aches and the spirit feels heavy, give yourself permission to do just a little. Even wiping one small corner is an act of love. Even fluffing one pillow is enough. Because cleaning is not about proving anything. It's about nurturing yourself, your space, your peace. So bring softness to the task. Bring gratitude. Bring kindness, not just to the home, but to yourself. Because a clean home isn't just a tidy space. It's a reflection of the gentle life you are building moment by moment, one loving step at a time. As we move through the gentler seasons of life, it becomes clear a peaceful home is not built by grand gestures, but by small, loving habits woven into each day. Begin simply. Tend to small messes before they grow. Choose tools that lighten your hands, not burden them. Arrange your spaces so they serve the life you're living now, not the life you lived years ago. Keep soft cloths nearby for easy wipes. Clear out what no longer serves you, with gratitude instead of guilt. Let your kitchen and bathroom be daily sanctuaries, fresh and welcoming. Make your bed each morning as a quiet promise to yourself. Leave the way of the world and your shoes at the door. And most importantly, bring gentleness into the way you clean, the way you move, the way you live. Life is no longer about rushing through chores or chasing perfection. It's about creating spaces where you can rest, breathe, and truly be. Let cleaning be less about doing and more about blessing. A few minutes each day, a few soft habits, a few small choices that together create a home and a life filled with ease, dignity, and quiet joy. Because you deserve to live surrounded by the peace you have spent a lifetime building. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment with number 1 to let us know you watched the whole video. We appreciate it. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for more great content. See you in the next video.